Next matchup, it is going to be Marquette taking on Xavier, 8:30 Eastern tip-off in Xavier. The Musketeers open as the 1-point favorite, up to -1.5. Total open 144.5, down to 142 and a hook. 51% are leaning Marquette, 56% shaded toward the over. Right now, Marquette is plus $1.10 on the money line. They're also 3-1 straight up in their last 4. They rank in the top 35 in the nation in scoring, top 10 in shooting the 3-ball. Marquette's averaging 78 points per contest. They're also shooting 40% from downtown. They are 14-6 straight up overall for the year. Now, Xavier on the other side, losers of 4 out of their last 5. They're also covering just 20% of their games in their last 10. The Musketeers, 12 home games on the year. They've successfully covered the point spread in just 3 of them. They're shooting 28% from beyond the arc on their home court. And when it comes to the total, Xavier 60% to the over in their last 5. Marquette 80% to the over in their last 10. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. I'm also going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and lean Marquette +2 and the over 142.5 in that contest. Next game, it is going to be, I'm actually going to do 2 games that are not on our big screen. So our next game is actually going to be Texas taking on TCU, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. TCU opened 3.5, up to -4 at home. Total open 126, up to 127. 61% are leaning TCU, 84% shaded toward the over. And right now, the Longhorns of Texas are plus 160 on the money line. Now, Texas is giving up just 63 points per contest. Meanwhile, their opponents are shooting just 41% from the field. TCU, on the other side, losers of 3 out of their last 4. They also went just 1-3 against the spread in those 4 games as well. They're averaging just 69 points per contest. Now, 7 out of TCU's last 12 home games did stay under the number. Meanwhile, Texas Longhorns 6-3 to the under in their last 9. I'm going to lean Texas +4 and the under 127 in that matchup. Next game that is not on our board behind us, it is going to be West Virginia taking on Texas Tech, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Texas Tech open as the 3-point favorite, down to -2.5. Total open 129, up to 130 and a hook. 56% are leaning West Virginia, 68% shaded toward the under. And right now, the Mountaineers are plus $1.25 on the money line. Now, West Virginia, winners of 8 out of their last 10. They also successfully covered the point spread in 80% of their games in their last 10 as well. They are currently 16-3 straight up overall for the year. They rank in the top 5 in the country in offensive rebounding, top 15 in points allowed. They're giving up just 60 points per contest. Meanwhile, their opponents are shooting just 35% from the field. Now, the Raiders on the other side of Texas Tech, losers of 4 out of their last 6. They also covered just 30% of their games in their last 10. 4 out of Texas Tech's last 6 did stay under the number. Meanwhile, West Virginia, 70% to the under in their last 10. They're also 7-2 to the under away from home. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and lean West Virginia +3 and the under 130.5 in that game. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Indiana taking on Penn State, 8:30 Eastern tip-off at the Bryce Jordan Center in Happy Valley. Penn State open 4.5, up to -5.5. Total open 144 and a hook, down to 143. 54% are leaning Penn State, 62% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Hoosiers are plus 210 on the money line. Now, Indiana won 4 out of their last 6 games. They're 15-5 overall for the year. Indiana ranks in the top 30 in offensive rebounding on the road, top 25 in defending the 3-ball on the road as well. Meanwhile, Penn State just 2-3 straight up in their last 5. They failed to cover the point spread in 6 out of their last 9 as well. Penn State 60% to the over in their last 10. 2 out of Indiana's last 2 got over the number as well. I'm going to lean Indiana +6 after buying the hook and the over 143 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show. It is the top team in the nation. I'm talking about Baylor taking on Iowa State, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Baylor's -4, totals of 137, 69% leaning Baylor, 63% on the under. Right now, the Cyclones are plus $1.60 on the money line. Iowa State's lost 3 out of their last 4 games. They also went just 3-7 straight up in their last 10. They're giving up 72.5 points per contest on average. Meanwhile, Baylor, they are 17-1 straight up overall for the year, 8-1 straight up away from home. They're also 8-1 against the spread away from home as well. The Bears rank in the top 5 in points allowed, top 20 in defensive field goal percentage. They're giving up just 58 points per contest. Their opponents are also shooting just 38% from the field. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Baylor's last 3 games did get over the number. Iowa State 2-0 to the over in their last couple of games themselves. I'm going to lean Baylor -4 and the over 137 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Wednesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/frogpage.